Hi, everyone. Welcome to Learn English with Podcast. My name is Nikki.
And I'm Tony. We're so happy to have you with us today.
Yes, today is a special day. We are talking about common expressions.
That's right. This is part 1 of our series on common expressions in English. Common expressions, or idioms, are phrases that have a special meaning. They can be tricky because their meanings are not always clear from the individual words.
Learning these expressions is very important. They help you sound more natural when speaking English and understand native speakers better.
Yes, using common expressions can make your conversations more interesting and help you connect with people.
Today, we will talk about 8 common expressions.
All right, Nikki. We will start with 2 expressions first. We will explain what they mean and give some examples.
Then, we will listen to a conversation using those expressions.
And after the conversation, we will talk about it.
So, let's get started. The first expression is break the ice.
Yes, break the ice means to start a conversation in a social setting. It helps to make people feel comfortable.
For example, if you go to a party and you don't know anyone, you can say something funny to break the ice.
Or you can ask a simple question like, how do you know the host?
Do you remember the last time you had to break the ice, Tony?
Yes, last week. I was at a meeting with new people. I told a joke to break the ice. Everyone laughed, and the meeting was great.
That's a good one, Tony. Now, let's talk about our second expression, piece of cake.
Piece of cake means something is very easy to do.
Right. For example, if your friend asks you, how's the test? You can say, it was a piece of cake, if it was easy.
Another example is when I cook dinner. I say, making pasta is a piece of cake.
Now, let's listen to a conversation using these expressions.
Hi, John. How was your day?
Hi, Sarah. My day was good. I had a big meeting today.
Really? Were you nervous?
A little, but I told a funny story to break the ice.
Good idea. Did it work?
Yes, everyone laughed and felt relaxed.
That's great. What was the meeting about?
We talked about our new project. It sounds difficult, but I think it will be a piece of cake.
Oh, that's nice. Do you need any help?
No, thank you. I can handle it. It's a piece of cake for me.
Good to hear that. By the way, do you want to get some coffee?
Sure, let's go. I know a great place nearby.
Perfect. Let's go.
That was a nice conversation. What do you think, Tony?
I think it was good. John used break the ice to make people laugh in his meeting.
Yes, and he said the project would be a piece of cake.
Right. It shows he is confident and not worried.
I like how they use both expressions naturally.
Yes. It sounded very normal and easy to understand.
Now, Tony, do you think it's important to break the ice in new situations?
Absolutely. Breaking the ice helps people feel comfortable and start talking.
And calling something a piece of cake, does it help in conversations?
Yes, it shows confidence and makes people feel things are easy and not stressful.
Great. Continue to explore more common expressions in English.
Let's dive into 2 more common expressions.
The next expressions are hit the nail on the head and let the cat out of the bag.
Let's start with hit the nail on the head.
Hit the nail on the head means to say something exactly right or to describe the main point perfectly.
For example, if someone explains a problem very well, you can say, you hit the nail on the head.
Yes, like if a teacher explains why we need to study grammar and you understand perfectly, you can say, you hit the nail on the head, teacher.
Do you have any experience with this expression, Nikki?
Oh yes, many times. Last week I was trying to explain a problem at work, and my colleague said, you hit the nail on the head. It felt great to be understood so well.
That's a good example. Now let's talk about let the cat out of the bag.
Hit the nail on the head means to reveal a secret by accident.
For instance, if you tell someone about a surprise party before the party, you let the cat out of the bag.
Yes, or if a friend tells you they got a new job, and you tell everyone before they do, you let the cat out of the bag.
I remember once, I let the cat out of the bag about my sister's birthday gift. She was not happy.
Oh no, Tony. Now, let's listen to a conversation using these expressions.
Hi, Mark. Did you hear about the meeting today?
Hi, Lisa. Yes, I heard it was about the new project.
The manager really hit the nail on the head with his explanation.
That's good to know. What did he say?
He explained why the project is important and how we can do it. It was perfect.
Sounds great. By the way, did you hear about the surprise party for Jane?
Yes, but don't tell anyone. It's a secret.
Oops. I think I already let the cat out of the bag.
Oh no, Mark. What did you say?
I mentioned it to her in the break room. I forgot it was a secret.
Well, let's hope she didn't notice. We need to be more careful.
Definitely. I'll be more careful next time.
All right, let's go to the meeting now.
Sure, let's go.
That was an interesting conversation. What do you think, Tony?
Yes, Lisa said the manager hit the nail on the head with his explanation.
And Mark accidentally let the cat out of the bag about Jane's surprise party.
Right. It shows how easy it can be to accidentally reveal a secret.
I like how they used both expressions in everyday conversation.
Yes, it sounded natural and was easy to follow.
Now, Tony, do you think hitting the nail on the head is important in communication?
Absolutely. It helps people understand you clearly and shows you know what you are talking about.
And letting the cat out of the bag. Do you think it's common?
Yes, it happens a lot. People often reveal secrets without meaning to.
Great. We continue to explore more common expressions in English.
Let's dive into 2 more common expressions.
The next expressions are speak of the devil and bite the bullet.
Let's start with speak of the devil.
This expression means that the person you are talking about appears at that moment.
For example, if you and a friend are talking about John and suddenly John walks in, you can say, speak of the devil.
Yes. It's a funny way to show surprise when someone appears just as you are talking about them.
Do you have any stories with this expression, Nikki?
Actually, yes. Last month, I was talking to my friend about our old teacher, and suddenly, he walked into the caf. I said, speak of the devil. We all laughed.
That's a perfect example. Now, let's talk about bite the bullet.
This means to do something difficult or unpleasant that you have been avoiding.
For instance, if you need to go to the dentist but are afraid, you might say, I need to bite the bullet and make an appointment.
Yes, or if you have a big project at work, you might say, I'll bite the bullet and start working on it.
Do you remember a time you had to bite the bullet, Nikki?
Oh yes. Last week I had to bite the bullet and clean my whole apartment. It was tiring, but it felt good afterwards.
That's a great example. Now let's listen to a conversation using these expressions.
Hi, Mike. How's it going?
Hi, Emma. I'm doing well. Just talking about our friend Sam.
Oh, really? Speak of the devil. Here he comes.
Hi guys, what are you talking about?
Hi, Sam. We were just talking about you.
All good things, I hope.
Of course. How are you?
I'm good, but I have to bite the bullet and finish my homework tonight.
Oh, that's tough. What's the homework about?
It's a big report for my history class. I've been avoiding.
Well, good luck. You can do it.
Thanks, Emma. I'll need it.
Let's grab a coffee before you start. It might help.
Good idea. Let's go.
That was a fun conversation. What do you think, Tony?
Yes, Emma and Mike used speak of the devil when Sam arrived.
And Sam said he had to bite the bullet and finish his homework.
Right. It shows how these expressions can be used in everyday situations.
I like how natural the conversation sounded.
Yes, it was easy to understand and follow.
Now, Tony, do you think using speak of the devil is common?
Yes, it's a fun way to show surprise when someone appears unexpectedly.
And biting the bullet, do you think it's useful?
Absolutely. It encourages people to face their fears and do difficult tasks.
Great. Continue to explore more common expressions in English.
Let's dive into 2 more common expressions.
The next expressions are kick the bucket, and under the weather.
Let's start with kick the bucket.
This expression means to die.
It's a bit funny, right? Like imagining someone kicking a bucket.
Exactly. It's often used in a lighthearted or humorous way to talk about death.
For instance, if someone says, I want to do skydiving before I kick the bucket, they mean they want to do it before they die.
Yes, or if someone says, he kicked a bucket at the age of 90, it means he died at 90 years old.
Do you have any stories with this expression, Nikki?
Well, not exactly, but I remember watching a movie where the main character said, I want to travel the world before I kick the bucket. It stuck with me.
That's a common sentiment. Now, let's talk about under the weather.
This means to feel sick or unwell.
For example, if your friend asks how you're feeling and you're not feeling well, you can say, I'm feeling a bit under the weather today.
Yes, or if you can't go to a party because you're sick, you can say, sorry, I won't make it tonight. I'm feeling under the weather.
Do you remember a time you felt under the weather, Nikki?
Oh, yes. Just last month, I caught a cold and had to stay in bed for a few days. I felt really under the weather.
That sounds rough. Now, let's listen to a conversation using these expressions.
Hi, Sarah. How are you today?
Hi, Ben. I'm feeling a bit under the weather, to be honest.
Oh no, what happened?
I caught a cold yesterday. I think I need some rest.
I'm sorry to hear that. Do you need anything?
No, thank you. I'll just drink some tea and relax.
All right, let me know if you need anything. Take care.
Thanks, Ben. I appreciate it.
By the way, did you hear about Tom?
What about him?
He kicked the bucket last night.
What? How?
He had a heart attack. It's so sudden.
Oh my goodness, that's terrible news.
Yes, it's really sad. He was a good friend.
Definitely. It's a reminder to cherish every moment.
That was a somber conversation. What do you think, Tony?
Yes, Sarah said she was feeling under the weather because she caught a cold.
And Ben delivered the news that Tom kicked the bucket, meaning he died.
It's a sad reminder of the fragility of life.
I like how they use these expressions in a natural way, though.
Yes, even in difficult situations, people use common expressions to communicate.
Now, Tony, do you think it's important to be aware of these expressions even in sad moments?
Absolutely. They help convey meaning and emotions in a way that people understand.
And feeling under the weather, do you think it's common?
Yes, especially during flu season or when the weather changes.
Great. We're nearing the end of our show, but before we wrap up, let's take a moment to review the common expressions we've explored today.
Absolutely, Nikki. Throughout the episode, we've covered a variety of expressions that are commonly used in English conversations.
Let's start with break the ice. This expression is used to describe the act of initiating a conversation in a social setting. For example, when you meet someone new at a party, you might tell a joke or ask a question to break the ice and make everyone feel more comfortable.
That's right, Nikki. And then we discussed piece of cake, which means something is very easy to do. Whether it's acing a test or cooking dinner when a task is effortless, we can say it's a piece of cake.
Moving on, we explored hit the nail on the head. This expression is used when someone makes an accurate observation or identifies the main point perfectly. For instance, if someone explains a problem very clearly, we can say they've hit the nail on the head.
Absolutely, Nikki. And let the cat out of the bag is another interesting expression we talked about. It means to accidentally reveal a secret. Like if you accidentally spill the beans about a surprise party, you've let the cat out of the bag.
Then, we delved into speak of the devil. This expression is used when the person you're talking about suddenly appears. For instance, if you're discussing a friend and they walk into the room, you can exclaim, "Speak of the devil."
That's right, Nikki. And bite the bullet is another expression we covered. It means to face a difficult or unpleasant situation bravely. When we tackle challenges head-on, we're biting the bullet.
Then we discussed kick the bucket, which means to die. Though it sounds humorous, it's a common way to talk about someone passing away. For instance, if someone talks about their bucket list, It's the list of things they want to do before they kick the bucket.
And finally, we explored under the weather. This expression is used to describe feeling sick or unwell. Whether it's a cold or a flu, when you're not feeling your best, you can say you're under the weather.
That's a fantastic summary, Tony. These common expressions are essential to understanding and participating in English conversations.
Absolutely, Nikki. By learning and using these expressions, learners can enhance their fluency and connect more effectively with native speakers.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode. We hope you've enjoyed exploring these common expressions with us.
Remember, the best way to master these expressions is to practice using them in your own conversations. Don't be afraid to break the ice and try them out.
If you found this episode helpful, make sure to subscribe to our podcast for more English learning tips and conversations.
And don't forget to give us a like and share this episode with your friends who are also learning English.
We'll be back soon with more exciting topics and engaging conversations. Until next time, keep practicing and improving your English skills.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Take care and happy learning.